Doing today? Hello to Clubhouse, hello to Facebook, and hello to YouTube. Wherever you are, please do make sure that you are inviting people in this space that you know because I love doing 15 minutes to six figures. I love this opportunity to share with you. Who am I? Well, I am Dr. Stevie Aisha Mills, and my claim to fame is that 5 years ago I was evicted from my home because I could not figure out how to make $800 within 30 days. Guess what happened though? In the midst of the pandemic, I've been able to make multiple six figures from that. So, what I know for sure is that you can use your knowledge and expertise to make money online. You just have to be proficient in what it is that you're doing. You have to understand that it is knowledge. We live in a knowledge-based economy right now that all you have to really do is to know how you stand out from the crowded marketplace. I always tell people to stand out from the crowded marketplace and make more money. So, as we are going to do this today, this is 15 minutes to six figures. How this works is that for 15 minutes, I give you one key strategy. We are here Monday through Friday. And if we are not here, I give this disclaimer. My father's going through some health challenges, so there may be a day where you don't see me, but just keep me in your prayers, okay? Okay. So I wanted to say that because we are here Monday through Friday, starting at 11:50 a.m. Eastern. And you can turn on the bell or turn on reminders here on Clubhouse and on Facebook and YouTube. Just look out for me. Just look out for me. But definitely the key strategy that I want to share with you all today is implementation. Listen, implementation is so key. It's so key. I tell people that if you just get information, like if you go in this space or any other space on this app or any other apps we're on, and you do not implement, that means that you have just literally put yourself in a space where you just come and get information. Because guess what? If there's no implementation, there's no transformation. We just had a really good conversation. But I am somebody who is a high implementer. I believe that's what has been key to my success. Being able to implement so much and so well, it's made a difference in my life and it's going to make a difference in your life. You cannot get paid on seeds that you have not sown. And those are seeds of visibility, credibility, and that will get you to the cash. If you want to have $1 million business, then honey, you have to sow $1 million worth of work. You can't just expect the business to take care of itself. It's not going to grow by osmosis. And so if you don't implement what it is that God has told you to do, then you're not going to be able to grow exponentially. And that's super important when it comes to business because a lot of people will feel like they're doing stuff. But at the end of the day, are you doing income producing activities? Are you taking it to the next level? And are you growing your income in a place that you would want it to be? If you're not showing up, if you're not being in flow, if you're not just being, exactly who God has called and cultivated you to be and doing the work accordingly, then it's not going to work for you. And that's the truth. You can, I call people business Barbie. I call people business Barbie because we know that Barbie actually has all the things. She has the can, she has the car, she has the house, and she also has briefcases, y'all. So you can pretend like you being in business all day long, but if you're not asking someone to pay you, then it's not really a business that you're growing. And even nonprofits and ministries, you must ask somebody to take action. And so as we're looking at this today, I definitely want to make sure that this room is sponsored today by the opportunity for you to sponsor my podcast. We have 3 spaces available for you at the current rate. If you do not lock in to sponsor my podcast at this rate, honey, it is not going to be the same. I promise you, because the opportunity to tie your brand not only to iHeartRadio, Pandora, and so many different platforms does huge work for your brand. Because guess what? People who don't know you cannot pay you. And people who don't see that you're being visible or credible will not pay you. Because the only person vouching for you is you. The only person saying, oh my gosh, she's hot, is you. And we can believe our own press if we want to, but somebody who has a PR degree, I understand what believing our own press can do. You have got to be credible, which means that somebody besides yourself has truly taken it to the next level and understood what it is that you're doing in business. If you're not tying yourself to anything bigger than yourself, it's not going to work for you. And even if you tie yourself to the larger brands, then guess what? You still got to do the work. You still got to go and implement. Just because you are on any station, I don't care if you own BT, ABC, NBC, Fox, Pandora, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, any of the stuff. If you do not still do the work of leveraging the opportunity, then you're going to be lost in the sauce. It's just the truth. And I think that so many times people don't understand the opportunity to see what it is. And one thing I know about getting to six figures, primarily in business, because business is different than having a guaranteed check. Listen, I wish I could find somebody to pay me six figures with a guaranteed check. Y'all might not see me. I'm playing. But I'm telling you now that having the opportunity to make six figures in business, you have to always be in a mode of implementation. You have got to always be doing it. You have not arrived yet. And honestly, even myself, I don't want to necessarily arrive till my expiration date is here. I'm always going to be growing. I'm always going to be flowing. I'm always going to be doing exactly what God has called me to do and be, because we can't rest on our laurels. There are people who never heard of you in their life and who need you. Why do they need you? Because you have the opportunity to provide a solution to their issue, a solution to their problem. But guess what? If you don't show up as the solution, then they'll never know that you even exist. And so when it comes to implementation and when it comes to really being in a mode of conversation about implementation, you have got to get out of the conversation seat and get into implementation, because that is where the work comes in. And it is work. You have got to get on here. You got to on here, meaning on here, your voice has to be heard on somebody's stage, whether it be on a podcast, whether it be on Clubhouse, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, wherever, whether it be in a virtual speaking engagement or a live speaking engagement, somebody has to hear your voice. Why? Because the person who holds the mic makes the most money. Point blank, period. And when you understand that, and when you put out content, like I always talk about sowing seeds of visibility. For me, I know that visibility plus credibility equals cash. So the more visible I am, the more credible I become, the more cash I make. That is why people are reaching out to me to help them start movements, reaching out to me to help them start whatever it is. Brands are reaching out to me, all kinds of stuff, because they see me visible. If you had a post, or if you asked a client to pay you 10 weeks ago, well, honey, what are you doing? This is just like if you were in corporate, right? Monday through Friday, you would show up on time and still get it done. But if you're an entrepreneur, shouldn't you give yourself that as well? Do you show up for yourself like you do for your corporate job? Do you show up for yourself like you do for your church? Do you show up for yourself like you do for everybody else in your life? Because if you're not implementing where you need to show up for yourself and do it like that, then it's not going to work. It's not going to work in the fact of you really taking it to the next level, because guess what? There's going to be no opportunity for growth in your business because you're not sowing seeds towards that growth. So we have to look at this thing biblically, because we are Christian people who follow me. We understand the law of sowing and reaping, right? That's as simple as I can put it. Sowing and reaping. So if you sow big, you're going to reap big. If you sow consistently, you're going to reap consistently. If you sow haphazardly, then guess what? Your money's going to be haphazard. It's just, and it's not that hard. It's very much not that hard. Every time that I've made six figures, I've shown up. And what happens is the seeds that I'm sowing in this quarter, they will harvest. It takes seed, time, and harvest. Seed, time, and harvest. You have got to sow the seed. You've got to give it time, and you have to expect a harvest. So if you expect a harvest, then you can't play ghost or secret agent, because we do not pay ghosts or secret agents. We pay people who show up consistently. And so how many times have you opened up, if Clubhouse is not your thing, how many times have you done a live stream? How many times have you asked somebody to pay you? How many times have you sent out an email? How many times have you marketed your business in the last week? We don't even have to talk about the whole month. But if you've not done that consistently, a lot of times I give my clients the 100 no's exercise that I learned years ago. But you just take a sheet of paper, write 1 through 100 on the sheet of paper. Literally, every time you get a no, you write that down. Every time you get a yes, write that down. But guess what? Every time you get a yes, you have to start over because it's the 100 no exercise. You are collecting 100 no's. So we have to look at this thing and we have to keep our heads in the game, because if we do not, and it's not your coach's job for you to show up, you got to show up on your own. You got to reach out to the coach. If you've not heard from the coach, reach out to him. I reached out to my coach yesterday. I said, this is where I am. This is what I'm doing. This is how. Why? Because they are the coach. And that's what they're doing. You reach out to the people. Don't wait on somebody to reach out to you. That's the same with your clients. The fortune is in the follow-up. So if you know that somebody said that they were going to be your client or they wanted to buy an XYZ thing, then follow up and ask them. Now, they could say yes or no, but follow up till you get a yes or no. Follow up till the fortune literally is in the follow-up, you guys. So as we begin to wrap this up, I want you to understand that as we go inside of this weekend, today is Friday, we want to make sure that you are devising a plan of implementation. We want to make sure that you're taking it to the next level and literally making sure that you know that it's implementation time. What I can do for you, definitely, specifically, I'm talking this week about the sponsorship because we have 3 more spaces. What it's going to do for your brand is going to be huge. So the first step I can offer you is that I can help you get a visibility plan together for the opportunity to truly get on these major brands. Like people said, Stevie, listen, this is all you're charging for this? I know, because I'm trying to help the people. But listen, once these 3 spots are gone, they're gone. And I know my value, because not only do you get to be on the platforms, but you also get to have me interviewing you. I have a PR degree and I spent over 20 years in the PR field. So I know the correct questions to ask when it comes to interviewing somebody. I know, because I've been on both sides of the media. Not only do I have a show, but I've also produced PR. Not many podcasters can say that. Not many publicists can say that. Okay. So when it comes to that, you want to make sure that you are investing in people who can say and do what they need to say and do for your brand. So I just want you to think about that. I want you not only to think about it, I want you to make a proper investment inside of yourself so that you can take it to the next level, because being able to have this package includes the opportunity not only to be listed as somebody who can utilize the as heard on logos of all these other stations, but also the opportunity for you to have the replay so that you can repurpose it. If you don't understand how to repurpose the replay, then you definitely need to have another conversation so that I can show you how to do it. But I'm just telling you right now, the whole thing is visibility plus credibility equals cash. And if the only people who have heard you speak or coach or do what you do are your mom and them, shouts out to my mom, she's on Facebook. But more than that, all the people have heard me speak, not just my mom and them. A lot of people have heard me speak. A lot of big brands I've been able to tie my brand to. Why? Because I understand the power of what I'm telling you. Understand that this is something that we must implement in our businesses. I'm not just telling you to do it. I'm in the motion of doing it every day myself. I'm in the motion of showing up every day myself. I'm in the motion of showing up in different ways, not only on Clubhouse, not only on Facebook, not only on YouTube, but also on Instagram, also on other platforms that I'm learning about. I am showing up so that people, the right people out of the 7 billion folks in the world, can learn about Dr. Stevie Aisha Mills, because I know the power that God has bestowed upon me to help people to increase their visibility, credibility, and cash. And I get that so wholeheartedly. And now it's time to take it up to the next level. So if you're somebody who needs to help, definitely make sure that you send me a message. Definitely make sure you send me a DM or a back channel, depending on what app you're on. But let's stop playing games. We don't have time to play games. We have got to take it up to the next level. So that's what I want to say for right now. That's my 15 minutes. I want to say to Facebook and YouTube, we have an after party for a few moments on Clubhouse. So if you're somebody who has questions specifically about what we talked about or anything else, come on over to Clubhouse. We'll leave the space open for you for just a few moments so that you can get your questions answered. But the biggest thing right now is to make sure that you go to the link that you have access to and get ready to get interviewed. Let's take it up to the next level. Let's stop playing games with your visibility. So Clubhouse, hold on for me. Facebook and YouTube, I'm going to tell you guys to make it a great day. Don't have a great day. Make it a great day. Why? Because you, and yes, you too have the power to do so. Clubhouse, we are having our after party now. So if you have any questions, come on up.